All right, guys, how you doing today? I'm going to start. First of all, thank you for being here. I'm gonna go over some wide split pass protection, and feel free to just yell out anything if you guys have any questions, and I'll get them answered for you. Let's see. That's probably me. 1 second. Yeah, I should do it. I had my YouTube open. Okay. So this is our first year doing wide splits, and these guys, they weren't used to being on that island. So I'm gonna just go for it play by play. You guys let me know if you have any questions. See, this is a fast screen right here. Let me go to a more traditional drop back. So what we do, let me go to the end zone. Oh, of course, there's no end zone on that play. So for most of our plays, the running back side is the bob side, and it's a combo protection, a half slide. So in this particular scenario, right side will be bob. Actually, this is an all bob right here because everybody's covered by our rules. So everybody's manned up on their guy. I see it worked out fairly well. Our splits are 3 feet, 4 feet really. But I'm fine with them living at 3 feet. Just depends on what they're comfortable with. Some guys have slower feet, so I'll let them kind of cheat in just a little bit. But if it becomes a point where it's a definite tail for the defense, whereas what am I trying to say? They know if you're cheating in, you must be coming down for a down block or something like that. Then it has to get corrected. But for the most part, our guys are comfortable being at 4 feet, but I'll let them live in 3 to 4 feet range. This is a screen. Let's skip that one. Let's see if I have end zone to this. There we go. So right here we're combo. This should be a half slide. My right side is bobbed up on the D tackle and D end. Center, left guard, left tackle. We're all fanning to the left side. Center has A gap. Did a poor job with that. So you guys see how my center, he's drifting, turning his shoulders like that. I don't really like that. He needs to stay square so he can take on this block with more power and more balance. Okay, this is a shovel pass right here. So we're blocking it how we would our power concept. Double team on the front side, back block by the center, skip pulling the backside guard, and bobbed up on the with the right tackle. So you guys see my right guard pulling. And one of the advantages of wide splits is that we already create the space by alignment. That being said, my guard doesn't have to meet a guy that's square in the hole that we have to clear out in order for my running back to do his job. So my guard, he just kind of gets in the way. Could have been way better. Should have been way better. So here's some end zone. Got the double team. We're reading the play side DN. Creates a whole lot of space, a lot of time to read for the quarterback, deciding whether or not to make that pitch. So this is the RPO. O-line is blocking. Let me just pause real quick. So we're blocking Oz left, and we're bobbed up on the backside. So the quarterback's read in this situation should be this guy right here. All right. And if he commits to the run, then we pop a slant behind him. If he decides to chill, then we just give it. Looks like we had to adjust our blocking up front to pick up. Yeah. So any adjustment we have, because when you're running with wide splits, it's all about your adjustments. So if you are in a situation where you're facing a lot of different kind of blitz looks, different kind of formations, there's no set recipe. I mean, I'm sure for any offense, there's no set recipe for this is how we block it and this is what they're going to do, because no offense really knows what's going to happen play by play in terms of what the defense is doing. So right here, I'll give my center discretion. Say, hey, if you feel like it's a situation where all five of us need to just find a guy and lock on, then you call it. And I trust him with that until he proves that he can't be trusted. So it worked out pretty good for us last year. So right here, this is a let me see. So we kept the half slide. So my right side is bobbed up. My left side's bobbed up actually. My center's going to the right. They're bringing blitzers. They brought more than we could block. So see, it looks like they brought 7. Oh, they just brought 6. Somebody's not doing it. Oh, my right guard. So my right guard's getting his ass kicked right here by this guy. So it looks like we got 2 free runners. And then what does the running back do? Ends up, yeah. Oh, drive ends on this. Perfect. All right, so we're bobbed up right here on the left side. Center has A, guard has B, tackle has C. Now in this head-up scenario, my guard is kind of slow to go because we don't know if this D tackle is going to slant A or slant B. So he's just kick stepping more vertical than actually into his B gap because we have stacked defenders. So we kind of have to gap that with the guard and the center. But right here at the snap, my guard should have went immediately to this B gap. This is an imminent threat. So he should have went to that linebacker. Absolutely should have went to the linebacker. If they stayed stacked, if he wasn't threatening this B gap so hard, then by all means be slow to go. But even still, slow to go doesn't mean go that far inside, especially when center help is coming. So we got away with some poor execution, definitely. Let me know if you guys have any questions, just scream it out and I can slow it down or do whatever I got to do. Screen again. So right here, my right tackle decided to stop blocking. All right, you guys watch my right tackle. So he gets the guy. All right, and then he just pops him right here. Head is down, completely loses sight. Poor fundamentals, poor technique, everything. On top of that, my running back is completely lost, letting the blitzer come in free. All right, that's why it helps having a mobile quarterback. But you would think, like when I first, just to give you guys some background, when I first started coaching with wide splits, and anybody I would talk to during that first year, they would say, "Hey, man, I would just line up in those gaps, man, and just blow you up," you know. And I would believe that because from the outside looking in, not really knowing what I was doing yet, it was like, man, these splits are like 3-4 feet. Of course, I would line up and just blitz everybody too. But what wide splits do, they widen out the defense as well. They have to stay gap sound. So sure, they can just blitz everybody, but if they don't make that play with all of those first level threats or with all of those blitzes, they're putting their DBs in a hell of a situation. So I've seen defenses, I mean, all kind of funky stuff, like guys pinched in. I'm sure you guys might see all the hybrid 3-4 looks with DNs reduced and guys kind of offset and things like that. That's fine. Because the only way wide splits really work is if the O-line knows what's going on. And the way they don't work is if they get confused. If your O-line doesn't know who to declare who, that's when things get a little dicey. But just getting back to the film, this is a poor execution for us up front. And running back miscommunication. So this was gotta love mobile quarterbacks. That's all I'm saying. Gotta love guys that can run. So this is a better job. So left side is Bob right here. Everybody does their job. Let's go on to the next one. All right, here's the end zone of it. So you guys see right here, my right guard, number 60. He almost oversets. He didn't have to go out that far, because by going out that far, he's now created a head up scenario with him and number 10. By creating a head up scenario, 10 can now go either outside or inside. Whereas contrarily, if he's right here and is just slow to go with his kick step, 10 probably isn't going to try to cross his face. But all of this outside action, creating this angle, that just made it harder for him. He didn't have to do that. So he recovers, but at the same time, he could have had a scenario that he didn't have to recover from. So let's look at the other side of the line. Let's look at my left guard. All right, number 53, slow to go, keeping his angle. Inside shoulder is free. 52 just stops. All right, he should have pressed that outside like a good D lineman would have done. All right, but once you take away that window, you make him think. Because think about it psychologically real quick. When a D lineman lines up and they see all of this grass, all right, they see they're just looking for a way. Actually, we're giving them away. We're saying, hey, my closest help is 2 yards away. All right, so we're giving them away. And once you take that option away, they have to go to their next move. And a lot of times they're not going to hit it fast enough, because now you got to go to your second move being farther away from the quarterback, as opposed to if we have conventional splits, now your second move still might give you a chance. So let's see what happened here. So left guard, let's go to the end zone. Hopefully I have end zone. Good. So right here, my left guard, this is an inside threat. So what he needs to do, I see what happened. All right, so on this play, My right side is bobbed up. My left side is gap responsible. All right. And what they do, what the defense does, they send 2 to the A gap. The fanning A gap, so my center got confused. Okay. So what should have happened in reality, my guard should have just went to his B gap. Center should have went to his A gap. Center would have got the D tackle 52. Running back would have got number 8 by our rules. So like I was saying earlier, if the O-line doesn't really understand or has a miscue like this, that's where things get a little dicey. Yeah, we definitely should have just. That's why simple rules are all you need. You know, our pass pro is very basic, very simple, but it's effective. You know, our run game rules are very basic, very simple, but they're effective. So you got to keep things constant. Here's another shovel pass concept. So I think we're rolling out. My right tackles is all wrong. So there should have been our rollout protection. I don't know why my right tackle right here is going inside. But so when you roll out with wide splits, let me go to the end zone. When you roll out with wide splits, it's interesting. from somebody who plays center, it's definitely interesting because we're rolling into all of this space, and that's definitely a hard scenario to try to block. So what I would suggest, you can either smart split it where guys get a little tighter, you know, or you can just live with it. It all depends on what kind of defense you're facing, where guys like to go, what kind of look you see pre-snap. It just all depends on what you're doing and what you're seeing. But it's definitely a funky situation. So this is actually an RPO. So let's see. Quarterback's read actually bailed back, so this should have been a give. But up front, initially, we do a good job of neutralizing 5 guys. 5 hats on 5 guys. Can't ask for anything more than that. So in our rules, when a running back doesn't get the ball on the RPO, on this kind of RPO, he becomes the blocker, just like in any kind of regular pass pro we have. He becomes the blocker for any kind of 6 blitzer. The fact that he's not blocking anybody tells you that he should have got the ball. What I don't like my O-line did here, we stopped blocking. You know, my right tackle just kind of stops and goes upfield for some odd reason. But yeah, we definitely stopped. I mean, granted, it is a short, a jump set, if you will, type of block. But at the same time, they should always keep blocking till the whistle. You know, kind of how 53 is doing this guy right here. Doesn't stop. Stay on your guy. Don't hear a whistle. Just keep blocking. But then we got a touchdown. So, but definitely gotta have guys blocking. All right, so right here, left side is bobbed up. We pick up the blitz from 32, looks like. So my right tackle, he's a little slow to go. His feet are moving way too slow. I just want you guys to kind of notice the intricacies of wide split pass protection. he was probably my hardest lineman to really get a point across to. You know, he was a hard-headed guy. But he was strong, so that's why he's out there. But the way he's kind of just vertical setting like this, he should have set in a way that took away the inside angle. That, like, if 10 wanted to, he could just shoot and go. You know, hit him with a little club rip and go to work. But we have to set in ways that are advantageous. You know, and that's the same thing that runs for any kind of offense. You don't want to give this much space, all right, to somebody who could just shoot inside. 10 is clearly a better athlete than 54. I think 10 was playing there. He was a tight end for them too. He had all the catches. He was their guy. So it's a poor set. Definitely a poor set by 54. And let's go to the no end zone. I want to show you guys my my left side. You know, they're setting in ways that help them out. My left side is setting in a way that helps them secure their blocks. Let's see if I can back it up. Quick feet, taking away the inside. That's what you want. You got to have smart guys. It's another screen. Let's for another zoom. This is a bubble screen. Let's see. Doesn't look like everybody was ready here. We're also no huddle. We don't huddle. I don't know many teams that do, honestly. But I guess that's just the way things are nowadays. Most teams just lining up and going. Let's go to a better one. So this is another rollout scenario right here. So you guys see how 54 is just like mashing guys. We don't need to do that for rollout protection. All right. Everybody is lateral. We're all moving lateral. You know, on this one, I have my left side kind of hands back if they didn't have an inside threat. But 54 should have done a better job of securing the outside shoulder of his defensive end. We have our running back come and help seal the end, which is fine. But at the same time, I would rather have the running back be kind of a personal protector than actually asking him to help on my block, because rollouts easily turn into the quarterback just running for yards. So I would rather give him that option. Got away with a little false start. My right tackle here. Hopefully I have an end zone of this. This is a good one. So right here we're bobbed on the left side. ABC on the right. Center comes off, immediately gets the blitzer. We got this D tackle, got the DN, bobbed up. Think they brought another linebacker. Running back is right here to pick that up. All 6 guys taken care of. And we get it. Let me go back to the sideline. You know, like I was saying earlier, you know, guys see the gaps and they just want to line up and go, which is smart. I mean, we're giving you all of this space between our linemen. By all means, try to take advantage of that. But what are you leaving? You know, who's over number 2? What are you leaving open? You know? So I mean, like any kind of game, you got to have times where you gamble. But just understand what you're giving up. Going back to O-line fundamentals. This is definitely 60 was probably my worst lineman in terms of strength. You know, and I don't know why he's doing like a little vertical set right here. But he should have definitely done a better job of keeping his angle, keeping his self within himself, as I say. Elbows in, keeping your body torqued. Here's another shovel pass concept. You know, so I mean, this is the same blocking we have when we're running like a power or something like that. Let me pause it. So you guys see here, in my opinion, this is a unsound defense for this kind of situation. I mean, granted, they don't know what we're doing, but I don't. If I was defensive coordinator, I wouldn't give all of this space right here. But it all depends on what I'm trying to do. So maybe I would. I haven't coached defense ever, so who knows? But right here we're doubling on the front side. Got the back block by the center, reading the front side DN. It's not pretty. It's not a nice drawn up on the board kind of double team. But guys get on guys and we get yards. At the end of the day, what more do you want? Didn't get all of that play. I think we're rolling out again. So you guys see here, my right tackle did a better job of taking his steps first, getting to the outside shoulder, his DN. They just decided to bring outside pressure, so my running back is there. You know, that's fine. Can't ask for more than that. That was a good job. So just fundamentally speaking right here, when we roll out, so my front side three, they're going flat. Like think of it like an outside zone-y stretch kind of look. My backside, they're going inside. They're stepping 2 steps inside, and then we kind of start a ugly hinge, I call it, because it's the most like uncomfortable kind of footwork that I give them. So if they don't have an inside threat after they take those outside zone steps, then they hinge back and they kind of get a diagonal back pedal going to form the hinge. I don't like it, but it's something that is kind of demanded when you're trying to roll out with wide splits because we have all of this space between us. So I need them to go lateral first to secure that inside gap. And then after that, we can hinge back and make it look like a nice rolling pocket. All right. So let me see if I can catch it for you guys. So my left tackle, he aborts a little too soon. He's already about to go back into his hinge. I get it. No, but my left guard does a good job of getting inside first. And now we're hinging back to secure our blocks. Show that for you guys again. Remember to yell out any questions if you guys have any, or send it to the chat, whatever you guys want to do. See it from the end zone view. My left guard, he could have done a better job. Honestly, he almost crosses his feet. Really like my center getting there and just keeping his feet running. You know, he was my fattest, sloppiest guy. So seeing him run his feet, that's always something I like to see. So right here, we got the left side is bobbed up. Looks like my right tackle kind of gets beat. So you guys see my right tackle, you know, he blocks with his head a lot. You know, I'm surprised he didn't get more concussions, but believe me, that was not coached. That is just him being a hard-headed individual. So but if he just kicks back and keeps his angle, everything will be fine. But he loves just slamming guys. And as much as I tried to coach it out of him, he just kept on keeping on. Oh man, somebody forgot something. Let's stick to the protection. So right here, they by all rules, this is an odd front. So we have like 3-3 personnel with the backers walked up outside the DNs by our rules. So when we have a 3-man surface, let me show you guys. Can you guys see this playbook?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. So when we have a 3-man surface, our blocking changes. We're only bobbed up with one guy, but we pull that left guard over to the A gap, and then everybody else is still the same with their ABC. So the reason we do that is because we don't know where the nose is going. You know, the nose could be slanting backside A, front side A. He could be going head up, but we have to cover that because I don't want my guards just kind of waiting to see what happens. I want them to have a clear, concise. I'm going here, and if some shows, cool. If not, then let me help out somewhere. Because if a team is playing a 3-3 or any kind of odd front, in my opinion, they're looking to play some games. You know, even front is, you know, it's you can play games with an even front, but it's pretty basic. You know, when you have an odd front, 3-3, 3-4, somebody's twisting, somebody's slanting, somebody's blitzing that you didn't think was blitzing, something funky is about to happen. So this is why we do the 4-man slide, just so we can make sure that the theoretical best guy on the defense is definitely getting blocked. Running back has inside out responsibility for any kind of blitzers through this B gap or the C gap, and that's how we lock it up. So just so you guys have that FYI. All right, watch a couple more of these. I don't want to take up too much of y'all's evenings. All right, but right here, my left tackle stays with the DN. He's slanting inside. I don't know if this guy was supposed to blitz, but somebody definitely got burned. Somebody did the wrong thing. All right, and here I put these are my backups. So we were just doing a bunch of RPOs, just keeping the clock running. Coach Ruben, did you have any questions? I see you're my only guy on here, so this could be a one-on-one session or whatever you want to do.
I was just curious. Are your linemen, they always stand in 2-point stance?
Yeah. So my linemen, they're last year everybody was in the 2. This year I'm gonna put my guards in 3s just because I felt like we lost a little bit in the run game when everybody's in a 2-point stance. Because you know, we're not Washington State slinging the ball around 80 times a game. I do have a solid run game installed, so I need my big guys to have that leverage coming off the ball. So my guards will be in 3-point stances going into this year.
And also on your counters, your pullers, do they get there in time, or do they, since they got the wide splits, do they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let
me go to some. Let's see. Change this to. I know this will only be for this game, but so this is one of our counter concepts. So my left side is pulling. Kick out, log up, and then he actually took this to the house. But yeah, we definitely get there in time. Because remember, everything is equalized with the splits being wide and the defense widening out. Everything is the same. It takes us longer in terms of real time, but in terms of timing, it's the same thing. So we're just hitting this. This is a we have a tight end in. We don't really run with tight ends too often, but it's like a downhill version of counter. Let me I can find a more traditional counter for you. Let me see. Let's go. Say that. So this was our first game last year. First game with the wide splits. First time running counter against guys we didn't know. So we get there. My guard, his technique is just a little busted. He's hopping around. See right here. We just missed the back block by the center, so everything got kind of rushed. We definitely took our lashings. Like, this wasn't a pretty scenario from day one. You know, you got guys like, before we got here, this is my second year on staff with the new head coach. So before that, they were running like double tight. You know, we running trap 24 times a game kind of thing. So it was it was definitely an adjustment for them. So this is our bread and butter counter. You know, regular formation, nothing weird happening. This is against a 3-3 stack, ironically. So guys just weren't in the right position. So it's definitely advantageous. Like, when I was playing football, everything was eye right. You know, fullback, tight end, two receivers. I'm sure you had a similar scenario. So going to this was definitely a mental adjustment for me, because I was just looking for ways to blow it up. I was like, we can't double team. We can't pull guys. I hope you're throwing this 70 times a game. That's the only thing this is good for, you know. But in reality, it's not. I mean, because everything stays constant, given our the defense having to bump out with us. Now, if we were facing a heavy blitz team where our interior gaps were getting blitzed, then we might have to shy away from the counter. I can do outside gaps getting blitzed, inside gaps, it just gets a little too muddy, you know. But I mean, it's still possible, definitely still possible. But say we're facing like a 3-3 stack team like this, and they wanted to walk up guys right over the guards. We can do it. It's called a 3D call with 3 down blocks. So like right here, how we're going counter left. If this backer was walked up right here, my center will be down here to this walk up backer. My guard would get the nose, and then my front side tackle would get the other walk up linebacker. So let me actually just go right here. So like, if they were in this kind of look, so it would be this guy. Get out of here. He will be going there. He'll be going there. He'll be going there. That's a what we call a 3D call. So everybody's still doing the same thing, going to the same space, I should say. But it's just a 3 1-on-1 blocks, no double teams. Still pulling. Anything else, Coach?
No, I'm good. I just got to try to convince my online coach to go a little bit wider on his splits.
I got you. Well,
Yeah, so,
I have an online database called the Wide Split Classroom. It's like I think I said 17 videos. I started it earlier this year, where I really just go into some detail of breaking down stuff and just getting the word out. Because I know people know about wide splits, but a lot of people are either afraid of them or don't know how to teach them or just shying away from them completely. So, just a little something I created earlier this year.
yeah, I think.
It it's
Yeah, I like to see that. I like to see that. You know, like you said, it's. I think coaches are afraid to use it.
yeah,
And I think
absolutely.
our online coach is kind of afraid of the big old gaps.
It's different. It's definitely different, you know, because you got to make sure your O line gets easily exposed when they're not doing
Yeah,
the right thing. So I mean, footwork is of utmost importance. You know, it's no just kind of banging off of each other, getting yourself back together. It's like if you misstep, if you're a little late, you're gonna be real late. You know, so
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
definitely something to learn. But if he's interested, I'll definitely suggest checking out the my little wide split classroom. It's $20 for every 2 months, but all of that goes to good causes. Like I got a scholarship fund for coaches trying to go back to school and building fund, things like that. So it's definitely advantageous just for learning purposes to try to get things try to get that education out there. You know, that's my goal, just coaching guys up. So but
Okay,
yeah,
I
coach, if
appreciate it, man.
absolutely, yeah, feel free to reach out. Um I don't know if you have my my cell or email, but I'll let me find the chat box again. I can put it in the chat for you, and so you can reach out whenever, or maybe your O-line coach can reach out. So that's my cell number, and that's my email right there.
All right, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
coach. No worries, man. Thanks for hanging out with me, and yeah, feel free to reach out anytime again.
All right, thank you.
All right.